Now, I'll be honest, I was a little distracted over the last weekend. I didn't think that there was too much to talk about. And then I read an article about the new Joker movie. I'm sure everyone's heard about this. That basically said that this movie is about nothing. However, a lot of people, they seem to believe that ideas around a downtrodden white male who turns into a character known as the Joker and gains recognition in that way is something that is basically about nothing. Like the pain and the trials that white males go through, especially white males who have to take care of their ill mothers, apparently, on their own, might I add, is just a nothing issue. Men like that, they should just suck it up and deal with it. That's according to society. That's how society tells us that's what we're meant to be like. If you're a white male, a straight white male, and you're going through difficulties, then your difficulties aren't really that bad, and you need to just suck it up and deal with it. This is a nothing issue, and we don't care about it. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying that I'm not going to reference any articles in particular, basically because I don't want to hate on any group or person that's already hating on this movie. Even though, and I'll say this strongly, even though so many people who would probably be considered to be extremely left-leaning have no issues directing hatred towards those that disagree with them, but they're trying to promote equality of opinion and equality in every aspect of life, but equality doesn't matter when your opinion disagrees with their opinion. That's all I'm going to say on that. And as always with this show, guys, I don't point fingers of hate unless I think that it's actually necessary. And as always, I have one suggestion to make. I suggest that you go out there and you get all three sides of a story, get all the facts, and try and weigh it up and make a decision yourself. And when I say three sides, I mean that you get the left-leaning perspective, you get the right-leaning perspective, and you get a centrist perspective to get the idea of what exactly is going on. To me, it just makes no sense to hear or read one article and make this blanket statement or judgment about everybody that disagrees with you, which is what a lot of left-leaning people seem to do. Anyways, getting back to the Joker movie, I will admit one very important thing, and that is that I haven't seen this movie just yet. I'm very keen to watch this movie, but to be honest with you, I'm going to wait for that hype to die down, and in the meantime, I just want everyone to basically watch it, and then they get their reviews, and then it looks like it's really good. I don't want to be overhyped for this movie because then I'll be disappointed, but at the same time, I don't want to be underhyped for this movie, and I think that the overhype is going to win in this aspect. But I'm very keen to wait and let the audiences die down in cinemas before I go and check it out. Now, let's get back to what the article is saying, and what everyone seems to be saying, what these articles say, is that the issues with this movie is that a straight white single older male, these issues, anything surrounding these people, they don't matter. And you can cut it any way you want it. This is what I'm hearing from all of these articles. We're also supposed to be afraid, by the way, that this movie is going to turn these men into evil, vile monsters intent on killing or harming everybody around them in order to make some sort of point that they could make in a different way. This is what the movie is going to do, by the way. This is what has been said. It's going to create, I believe, incels. It's going to turn people that are normal into people that are wanting to kill everyone in society just to get their message across. This is the message we're supposed to be getting from the media outlets that are trying to preach acceptance and equality, by the way. Just I'm going to add that in there, right? This is the message that's coming from people out there who want to avoid this movie like the plague because the message has been considered generic or narcissistic or a non-issue. I mean, who really in this life should be caring about themselves and their issues and their problems and their life? You shouldn't care about your life. That's not how society should be at all. It's disgusting if you do that. In fact, the way it looks, if you're a white man, you're disgusting. That's how these articles are painting you, by the way. In fact, white male problems, or let's go with this, male problems. Who cares about the fact that you're white? Male problems as a whole, disgusting to society. That's just something that we shouldn't be thinking about because, let's be honest, men, you're part of the patriarchy. And if you are part of the patriarchy, then you are a non-issue because you've had it good for decades, generations, centuries, a millennia. So no one gives a damn about you any more than they should, according to the media and all of these articles. Now, let's sit back for a second. I want to take you on this journey, right? Let's think about how this would work on the opposite end of this spectrum. A movie that was about a woman's struggle. A movie that celebrates the strength of women who might do exactly the same things, might look and be feeling downtrodden, and then may take action into their own hands to stand up against the world. If you were to see a movie about all of these exact same things, I guarantee you the media would praise this as girl power, or we would call the female equivalent of the Joker a femme fatale. Right? And I know we have Harley Quinn, and let's be honest, right? If there was a Harley Quinn origin story, and I'm not sure if one is coming out, but I think it might be, people would look at that and think, hey, that's a great idea, that's perfect, that's brilliant, that's exactly what society needs. We need to look into why women feel so downtrodden. But for the Joker, we hate this, right? We hate the idea that someone who actually might be crazy is portrayed in a film unless they have a V. And I'm saying V, you can basically establish what that is if you ask what a woman V is on Google. Go check it out. But someone who actually might be crazy, if they have a V, we get to see that person as a powerful woman, right? Who is finally getting their moment to shine and standing up for themselves. That's what we have to believe, right? And being everything that a woman should be. That's apparently the story that we're supposed to accept. But when a man does this, we all have to be afraid. Why aren't we afraid when women do this? That's an honest question. Why aren't we afraid if this is portrayed in the media? When a woman goes psycho and starts murdering everybody, why is this an accepted norm? And men doing it is not. If you really want, by the way, equality and acceptance of all, then you have to accept people like the Joker in film. Might I add, it's just a movie. Can I just stop you right there while you're listening to this? It is just a movie. And if people want to take a deeper look into why men or women act the way that they do, and you're a man, if the movie's about a man, you just have to keep quiet, by the way, and you have to sit down and accept the fact that you're supposed to keep your mouth shut, and we don't need to look into why you act the way you do, because you're disgusting and you're a male. That's how I'm seeing this. And by the way, to anybody who for a split second thought, now you know how it feels, and wanted any white male, scratch that. Again, any male at all, right? To sit back and feel what women have felt for months, years, decades, hell, centuries, right? And is telling us that we need to be quiet because you supposedly fight for equality. The truth is you don't, okay? Let's get that right out there. What you fight for is oppression, and you need to realize that. Just the complete opposite oppression. That's what you're fighting for. You're not fighting the standard oppression that we've been used to for millennia, where men are above women. You're fighting for the very opposite one, where women are above men. You want men to be oppressed in the now, and for women to finally take a seat on the throne that you've been longing for, which doesn't need to exist if you're asking for equality. Let's just get that through our skulls here for a second. If you want equality, there should be no throne, because everybody is a king and a queen. But according to you guys, the queens are worth a bit more. And for those of you who might be trying to call me some sort of a misogynistic male who has no clue about what he's talking about, this is what I want from a movie, okay? A movie, a TV show, whatever. I want female and male characters that are awesome just because they're awesome, okay? Stories that are well written just because the writer had a good story to tell. I want depth in my characters, and not generic people who we know are going to rise up against the system, or the patriarchy as it may seem, or whatever else you've dreamed up, okay? I want real people, or at least I want real characters, even in the craziest fictional worlds, just so we're clear. I want this. I want it to feel real. And I don't want to have the characters spout off some generic popcorn throwing line that says, I am female, hear me roar. Or in the same light that says, I am a male, you must do whatever I say or else. Those aren't real people, okay? I mean, sure, there are people in the world like that, but there's no depth there. There's no color there. There is no gray area for you to theoretically be able to identify with this person, male or female. I don't care, okay? At least a little bit. Every time you watch a movie like this, there should be a little bit of the ability for you to identify with that person, characteristics in that movie or that character that you like. Even, by the way, the bad guys. You should understand what they're doing, why they're doing it, and you should be able to at least connect slightly with them, but that doesn't mean you need to be on their side, okay? The idea is to connect with the hero or the main character of the film, and if the Joker movie gives you the opportunity to connect with someone who feels downtrodden, and you have a problem with that, and you think that it's going to make you go out there and kill people or hurt people, then you had a problem before you watched that movie, okay? You had a very massive problem. And just so you're aware, what I'm saying, all of that stuff, it's not specifically about the Joker film. It's about movies as a whole and the hysteria and the fear that surrounds any movie that's like this, okay? If you are going to watch any movie at all, and you're thinking, hey, I after this movie, I'm gonna go out and kill people because the movie affected me in this way, then you have a very seriously flawed way of thinking, and someone somewhere needs to ask you what the hell is wrong with you. Anyways, for me, that whole idea is absolutely pathetic. And no, by the way, I'm not pandering to anybody in any way. I'm just trying to call this how I see it. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I'm not going to rant for much longer. If you enjoyed this video and you want to hear more of me speaking, please click on the like button and demolish that subscribe button, and leave a comment down below if you think that this Joker movie is going to make you crazy in the future, or if you think that this Joker movie is, well, it's being overhyped and the media needs to really think about what they're doing to make this movie superly overly hyped. It's kind of ridiculous to me. But that's all from me, guys. I am not going to drag this out for you. As always, when you get off the computer today and you get out into the real world, spread some peace, spread some love, and as always, spread that positivity around like the plague. I will see you in the next one. Peace.